What's up, Street Thugs? Brigg here, and we're going to do an update for the Firekin Farmer build. Reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of you guys had a lot of really good suggestions, and so I went back to the drawing board, started messing with things because it's been so long that I have actually played a Firekin that I didn't even realize that their damage cap was at 300%. So that's crazy. But so I went back to kind of look at everything, breaking everything down, see where I can squeeze more powers in. I was able to get Bonfire in. I was never a big fan of Bonfire. I'm not a big fan of location powers and as well as knockback powers, but I was able to get that Bonfire to work. I mean, once he slotted in that overpowering, uh, what the heck is that power called? Overpowering force? Let's take a look here. 'Cause I don't remember what it's called. Uh, Overwhelming force. Okay, so it's overwhelming force, not overpowering force. But we'll go over that here in a second. But overwhelming force. And so with overwhelming force, I was able to change it with change knockback to knockdown. I am not a fan of sudden acceleration. Not that it's not a bad. It's not a it's a good power, but in my experience testing them both out, overwhelming force I have no problem with. Like I never have an issue with knockback, but with sudden acceleration, I do end up having some knockback. So um, some people would disagree, but in my experience, actually testing both of them, sudden acceleration has never really been 100%. I usually always end up with knockback. So, so I made a few changes. So I got the typical ones: char, fire cages, hot feet, flash fire, cinders, bonfire, and fire imps. And then over kinetics, I have transfusion, siphon power, siphon speed, increased density, speed boost, transference, and fulcrum shift. And then we'll jump down here. Since I haven't played a firekin in a long time, I didn't have a firekin completely done, which I did mention in the last video. So I had to jump in there, roll him to 50 real fast, and then just burn through several levels to get Empyrean merits and whatnot, so I can unlock all the incarnates and then slot them. They're not completely slotted. I do have a few of them in tier 3s. Um, but for the most part, you'll get the gist of it. I do not have hybrid slotted, but I kind of know what I wanted to do with hybrid. So we'll kind of go over that too. And I am going to do a demo so you guys can actually see it in action. But I did make some changes to the incarnates. So for Destiny, which actually, let's go in order. So in alpha, I think I had musculature. Now, again, I'm on the fence about this because musculature does give you a damage boost. Now, it won't show in your damage bonus, but it does increase your actual damage per power. So rather than getting just, let's say 90% boost, 97% boost to a damage power, it actually bumps it up. And when you get it tier 4, 2/3 of it ignore diminishing returns. So that means individual powers are doing a lot more damage. And then you have a damage boost, which you get from fulcrum shift and everything, that even boosted even more. So I was kind of on the fence. I decided not to go with musculature, and I said I went with vigor. Vigor. Um, I think the actual vigor is vigor core epiphany. I don't have it tier 4 just yet, but vigor actually gives you some much needed accuracy and endurance reduction. Accuracy is a big one because, unlike brutes, if you miss, it's not a big deal. It's going to come around again. But with the firekin, if you miss, you're going to be in trouble because that's how you heal yourself. That's how you get your endurance back. When I was testing it out, accuracy was my biggest issue. Like I'd be doing just fine, and then a couple misses on what is it, transference? I always get those two mixed up. Transfusion. A couple misses on transfusion, and you're in trouble. Um, so alpha, like I said, healing is it's a nice boost. You get healing too, but accuracy and endurance reduction are a big one. And then, but like I said, musculature is. I mean, you can make the argument for both. Then we'll go judgment. I got iron core. That's player's choice. We'll go to interface. I did degenerative, and that's has a proc, and So at tier 4, it's minus HP, so they'll go down faster, as well as a toxic boost or chance for toxic damage. So anytime you get an extra proc for damage, that's awesome. Then we'll go down to oh, Destiny Aegis. Aegis is just a no-brainer. Um, and then for my hybrid, what did I get? The control power. Let me take a peek over here because they do have it up on mids. Control core embodiment, and now control core embodiment does a chance for psionic damage, so that's great. As well as increases all your hold, immobilize, whatever, um, to make them just stronger. Those are great because that's flash fire is important for that for its ability to keep you locked, to keep everything locked down. And then we'll go down here to got leaping, combat jumping, hasten and super speed, leadership maneuvers. I got rid of assault because, as a few of you pointed out, assault wasn't doing me any good. I mean, granted, it did give me a huge chunk, but I mean, fulcrum shift was pretty much double stacked all the time, and I was always capped. Like I didn't even need siphon power at that point because I mean siphon power came in handy when the mob started dying down and it gave me a little extra boost. But most of the time I was capped at 300%, so assault wasn't doing me any good except for wasting a slot. So I dumped it. Then of course I got stealth, grant invisibility, and invisibility for the mule powers, and then fire mastery of course, fire blast, fireball, fire shield. And so let's jump into enhancements here. So Char, I did drop my, I think it was decimation chance for buildup. Uh, I, I very rarely used Char as well as Fire Blast. Maybe when I was down to like one baddie, I would sit there and just hit them balls that way because they're single damage, they'll do more damage. And then we got Fire Cages, which again I have the superior wills. And this time I did grab, I opted out of accuracy, control, and endurance for the recharge and the chance for sonic damage again, another proc for bonus damage. And then, of course, I got the Annihilation chance for resist, which is a chance to resist debuff. Um, I went back and forth on this one too, between an extra proc for damage or a chance to, lower their resistance. I just went with resistance. It just means they're going to take more damage when you hit them. Took all of Superior Avalanche for Hot Feet, and again, that's for the 5% defense again. And then Flash Fire for this one, Fire Defense, I got all of the Frozen Blast, Superior Frozen Blast. And then for Cinders, I got all 6 of the Superior Entombs. Bonfire, I weighed my options of maybe dropping some of my recharges and adding more to this one, but I really like having my recharge where it's at because I want my powers back as soon as possible. So I just popped in the chance for, it's a small damage boost as well as knockback to knockdown. So, um, and you know what, Bonfire ended up being a huge part of my build. I would sit there and just stack it. I could almost stack it 3 times, but you don't need to. But I mean, with everything just flopping around up and down, not being able to attack me, it actually became a very invaluable power. Like I had to like let go of my pride a little bit and said, okay, Bonfire is actually really good. I'm actually really liking it. I mean, it worked better than Flashfire. It just kept everybody off their feet. And then Fire Empresses is still the same. I got 4 Soulbound Allegiances. Uh, Obviously, I got one of the chance for build-ups. And then for and then of course the call to arms and the expedient reinforcement, and that's for the resist and the defense aura for your pets. Transfusion, all 6 again. Siphon power, I just put endurance, siphon speed, endurance. Endurance is always a big issue with Firekins. When you get everything set up with your incarnates, everything, it's not really that bad. I mean, it's not bad at all, really, but still, just to keep that endurance down, I just pop those in there. Increased density, pretty much everything but psionic and status resistance, and of course the glad armor teleportation. So that's pretty much the same. Speed boost. See, I went back on speed boost, went back and forth with speed boost again too, but I ended up just throwing in chance for plus endurance in there. For transference, though, I did something a little bit different. Now, I did have another performance shifter with transfer plus endurance in there, but I just wasn't happy with it. It just wasn't doing what I needed it to do, and mainly that is work. And I got tired of those damn misses. So instead, what I did is I kind of did a Franken build on transference. I stuck in an endurance mod accuracy performance shifter and endurance mod accuracy efficiency adapter, and it actually boosted my accuracy and my endurance up pretty well. So it was better than having just in mods or just accuracy or even one in mod and one accuracy. It actually came out a lot better that way. So now that I felt like I never missed with transference, which is a big deal when you're just pumping out powers. And of course, fulcrum shift. You'll notice I do have these. This is actually an old setup I had. These were just sitting in my base. So I was like, oh, I'll grab those. Extra recharge, why not? So then we'll jump down here to stamina, chance for endurance. I mean, it's always running, so why not? Um, and then of course recovery and the Numa. For combat jumping, I think I have the same thing as I had before. I have the global recharge, and then I have the 5 reactive defenses. And notice I do have scaling damage resist as one of them because when you're in a mob, it's just helpful. Super speed endurance, because I do like to run with super speed on. So rather than having a speed, I mean, usually I'm running a farm. I don't need to be zipping around so super duper fast everywhere. I'm not in a race. Well, kind of, but uh, this way I can run it, and not worry about it just draining me down. Hasten to recharge. And then maneuvers, I flipped it up a little bit. So maneuvers before had uh, 2 Luck of the Gamblers and 2 shield walls, and that was to get 20% extra regen. Plus, um, I got the defense global recharge. Well, now I have the global recharge as well as 9% more accuracy, which was a huge bonus. I mean, that was the sole reason I did that with that. It was just for that accuracy. And of course, the teleportation protection. And then for stealth, grant invisibility and invisibility. All just have look at the gamblers, defense, and global recharge. Fireball, again, 5 purples, Ragnaroks, and then I got the chance for minus res again. And then fire shield, pretty much the same setup as increased density like last time, except I got, a steadfast. They may be flip flopped, doesn't matter. As long as you have one of these in either one, it's fine. And then fire blast, I have all of the winter's bites for uh, 5% defense. And I don't, how many do I have? I have avalanche, frost, frozen blast, entomb, and winter's bite. I think I only have 4. So yeah, so I only have 4 of the Winter Lord sets. Right now is a great time to buy them. They are only 10 million each, and normally they are 25 million. So because it is winter and it is a Winter Lord pack, they're like what is that? I'm off the top of my head like what 65% off. I bought like 20 of them. I ended up getting like 27 Winter Lords. So just convert, or you can turn around and sell them. Wait till you can wait till spring and sell them. That's messed up. uh, so that's it. I mean, it actually, I'm really happy with where it's at. The only downside I'm having with the Firekin is that 300% cap on damage. I mean, it's just a huge, just man. The brute just throws out so much more damage and just kills way faster. And I hate to say that, but it does. But you can you can farm with your firekin. Now, I think me personally, I feel like the firekin fire farmer build is mainly for if you're gonna go in as like a team, and especially if you're with a fire farmer, because not only are you gonna do a shit ton of damage, you're also gonna be able to hit them with speed boost and fulcrum shift. Now you got 2 people with fulcrum shift and recharge, just unleashing hell. But that's definitely an option. But I'm gonna run into Bloody Rainbow. I was farming this just on in the cave one, and I hate the cave, but because it was a much bigger map, I didn't worry about resetting. I was just running that one, but I am going to do Bloody Rainbow, which I think might be on page 2. Let me see. Or I'm just gonna go grab it from mine. And I think I need to drop this one first. Yes. Okay. I can't vote on myself, so. And standard rewards. And we're gonna go in here and rock this out. So as you see, I have combat jumping on. I have hot feet, fire shield, maneuvers. I don't have stealth on. I mean, it's an extra little bit of defense, but it's not gonna make a big deal. Sprint and super speed. I don't really need sprint on. Super speed will do the job by itself. And then this is Ageless Partial's Core. I totally got tongue tied. Ageless Partial Core Invocation. Now this is obviously, like I said earlier, it's the tier 3. And then I have Siphon Power. The reason these are here, because if you see I got these all organized over here. Unfortunately, the way that's a good suggestion we should make to the GM teams. If they're gonna, this is a numpad. No, this is a gaming setup. It's actually in your options to have this up. You'll notice that it's flipped, and that's because it's set up for if you were running your mouse, all your mouse buttons on the side. Unfortunately, all the mouses like this usually have 12 buttons on the side, and there's only 10 because they're all 10. I wish this had all 12 because I don't have room for them, so I end up sticking them down here just bound them. Whatever. All right, so let's rock and roll. Paragon News Network. There's a riot at the Comic-Con convention. Comic convention. Let's go break it up in the Space Hall. I should be set up at +8, +4 bosses and AVs. Oh, I need to change that. Okay. Where is my... Oh, there he is. Let's see if we can run over here and grab him real fast. And then pull him to the middle. Come on. You can make it. You can make it. Nope. Alright. So, here we go. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit over with Fulcrum Shift. Start popping these... Oops, I just hit that one. I didn't want to do that. So, Bonfire here is just going to keep everything rocking. And now that I have that running, I'm going to pop Ageless and Siphon Power just for the hell of it. I will pull out my pets, but it's kind of a waste because they're going to die, which is unfortunate because they do provide a lot of damage. So I do try to stay on them though. Alright, I let that Fulcrum Shift go too long. That's alright. I should get my freaking rhythm going here because I'm not paying attention. Alright, so here we go. Get some rotation going. I let my health get down too fast. Wasn't paying attention. That's the nice part about this ally though. And a lot of people hate that ally, but I love that ally. I'm sorry. I mean, he enables me to get all these people together in this gigantic mob. But unfortunately, for the Firekin, is I can't do enough damage to really make it, you know, burn through him as fast as my Brute can. It's just unfortunate. I need to go check in on the tanks. I haven't looked at any of the patch notes, but I keep hearing the tanks are going to get a nice little improvement. Maybe almost like a rollback to their old damage days. We'll see. That should be interesting. So, as you can see, I did have a little bit of a rough start in the beginning because I was trying to get my momentum going again. But as you can see, I mean, it holds up really well for a Firekin. I mean, I'm surrounded by level 54 baddies here, and I'm living. Like I said, though, it doesn't do as much damage as a Brute. I would have burned through this mob already. But it's doing the job. See, that's one of the things I was never really big fan. I'm going to throw my pets out there again. Why not? I was never really big fan with Firekin, especially after I got my brute set up. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work setting these up. Oh, Aegis is up again. Another thing is you got to be careful, especially if you're just a button spammer. Like you're not even waiting for it to fully charge, like I am. Like I'm already pressing the button. You got to be careful with that because if you're just constantly clicking that button, your hasten won't go off because you never give it a chance to actually activate. All right, got another group coming in here. I just hit siphon power even though I'm already at capped. Oh well, no big deal. No big deal. So I am by myself and I still already have a ton of fulcrum shift. Not as much as if I had, you know, a bigger group, because a bigger group would be able to allow it to have just a ton more people. Actually, I don't even know if that matters. I think fulcrum shift has a limit of how many people you can actually kill at once. This is going to be like I guess a preview from Sunday. If you noticed, after I announced yesterday about, kind of a semi-announce of my farm that's going to happen, the live farm, the farmathon. I was at 98 subscribers, not subscription. I keep saying subscriptions. I'm not a magazine. uh, Once I announced that, it went from 98 to 125. It's just in a matter of hours. I was like, oh, well, I figured I'd pass 100. I didn't know I was going to zoom past it, but that's cool. I'm not complaining at all. Oh, see, my power dropped a little bit, and that enabled me to boost my fulcrum shift again. I need to drop that bonfire. That's why I'm taking so much damage. That bonfire really does help quite a bit. Quite a bit. So, yeah. I mean, I just wanted to demo it so you guys can see what's going on, but I mean, it holds up. But that's the fire farmer. You can see I got 75 fire resistance. I got 45.41 fire defense. That bonfire works awesome. I had to eat my pride there. I mean, I'm open to ideas and suggestions, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Um, but I was very adamant against bonfire. I don't like powers that have a chance to knock people back. I mean, for a few reasons, but one, I've always been a tank. I don't mind it if other people do it, but I don't like it if I do it. So, I take that back. If I'm farming, don't come in here and blow all my mob away. But yeah, I once I got once I got bonfire in there, and I was like, wow, this is actually making a huge difference. I should have been using this a long time ago. Granted, we didn't have the knockback, power like we do now. That was something that came later. I don't think. I don't remember it being available. Where are you guys going? Get over here. Yeah, definitely not as fast as the Fire Brute. There's another build. I think it's the Corruptor build, and I want to say it is Fire and Ice, and that's an amazing build too. Just it's unfortunately it's all targeted AOE's. No, eh, wait, location AOE's, and I don't like location AOE's, like I said, but I mean just a ton of them. You can just I think there's like four of them. You can like unleash four targeted AoEs and just non-stop, and you can burn things so fast. But it has kind of the same problem that Firekin has: is you are limited to 75% resistance, and it's a lot of work. It is definitely a lot of work, but completely doable. Oh, I just hit that again and wasted it. Oh well. Really don't need to be using... Dude, where's my freaking imps? Get them out here. What are you doing? Hit them with speed boost. And then increase density. Do some fire cages. Bonfire. Got fire blast. Fire cages. Give myself some endurance. Just a little bit. No big deal. I hate using fulcrum shift when there's only a couple, but whatever. See, now I've only got a couple left, so I might as well use this one. Oh, there's actually more than I thought. There's old... I want to say his name is Acer. That's actually a really cool costume. So, yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, it's not like a, you know, we're not doing like a 4-minute run here, but it's not bad. I better hit them with speed boost, increase density again. Not you. Get the hell out of here. Oh well. Stop screwing around. There's the cow. Someone said there was a Homelander in here, but I haven't seen him. I mean, there's a lot of characters in here with like American style stuff, but I haven't seen any Homelanders. I think they did. They announced the new trailer came out for that show. That show was crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Shue though. Elizabeth Shue. Ooh. Mama. Adventures in Babysitting. Or Cocktail. Yep. Yep, we're just about done here. I didn't time it. But definitely took longer. But I think that's it. So everybody wanted a kind of yeah, everyone wanted a demo, so figured just run in here and do like a quick run. And you know, so I mean, it lasted. It did the job. It survived. You know, wasn't horribly, you know, slow, but it wasn't, you know, the fastest either. Um, and but it's a lot of work. I mean, you could see in the beginning when I had that big mob of like 50 plus. You know, I had a fight. I had a fight with my transfusion to keep my health up. But I didn't use not one enhancement or inspiration, not once. It just, you know, and that's why the accuracy is important. But I didn't need to use it. I just had to keep firing it off until I was back up and fully functional again. And also, you know, it's important to make sure that you've got bonfire going off all the time. Just keep popping it, and that'll keep everybody off their feet. Because you can sustain minimum 2 at all times. Same with fulcrum shift, you can keep minimum 2. But yeah, so there's the Firekin reworked. If you guys got you know, any other suggestions, shoot me up, hit me up, and because I mean, you guys had some really good ideas. You made me go back and kind of relook at it, and I was able to find a lot of room for improvement. So thank you for that. And I hope you enjoyed. Hope it's helped somebody out, or at the very least, you know, give them something different to do if you want to try something out. But yeah, so this Sunday we are on for Farmathon. I am gonna do it at 8 a.m. Hopefully I'm not up too late that night, but I gotta just make sure I time my sleeping just right so I'm not in the middle of like a deep sleep, because then I'll be out here like a zombie. But that's all set up, ready to go. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. I am going to post an announcement on the forums, as well as a couple of the other social medias, just to get the word out. So just as a reminder, and I'll keep like a tally of, you know, whoever's on the list to get in, and hopefully it all works out. Hopefully I don't get people that just don't want to leave. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of your support. It's been a fun ride. It's been a great ride since April with Fire Farm coming out and everybody just enjoying the hell out of it. So thank you everyone, um, and I'll see you soon. Stay golden and take care. Bye bye.